Hey guys, Omaha here. I've got a video for you guys on the Shadow Magic Sorcerer, levels 1 through 12. I'm going to go through everything, all the abilities and spells that you can get. And this class is incredibly fun. In fact, it's so fun. While making this video, learning about it, I actually want to do another run with this class. You can basically teleport through the shadows every single turn. You get a Shadow Hound, which is extremely powerful. It can do a whole bunch of crazy stuff you'll see in the video. And you basically just thrive in darkness. It's really, really cool. So hope you guys enjoy this video. Catch you later. All right, so first of all, you're going to choose Sorcerer, obviously. Sorcerers are natural spellcasters drawing on inherent magic from a gift or bloodline. This will give you proficiency in daggers, quarterstaffs, and light crossbows. You also start with 2 level 1 spell slots, and you'll choose 4 cantrips from Blade Ward, Booming Blade, which is a new one, by the way, Bursting Sinew, also a new one, Acid Splash, Mage Hand, Poison Spray, True Strike, Friends, Dancing Lights, Firebolt, Light, Ray of Frost, Shocking Grasp, Minor Illusion, and Bone Chill. And if you guys want to see what all these cantrips and all the spells in the game look like, I have videos organized by School of Magic for every single spell in the game, except obviously the newer ones. So like I have a video for all the abjuration spells, conjuration spells, one for all the evocation spells, and I go through every single one and show you what it does so you can see it in game, and I explain how it works. So if you're interested in that, I'll probably pin one of them at the top. And then you'll choose 2 spells from level 1 spells: Burning Hands, Charm Person, Chromatic Orb, Color Spray, Disguise Self, Expeditious Retreat, False Life, Featherfall, Sleep, Shield, Ray of Sickness, Magic Missile, Mage Armor, Enhanced Leap, Ice Knife, Fog Cloud, Thunder Wave, and Witch Bolt. So do that. You'll then select your subclass. So we're obviously going Shadow Magic. You siphon your powers from the Shadowfell itself, the light in your soul snuffed out by an unsettling darkness. This will give you 2 subclass features right off the bat: Superior Dark Vision, we can see in the dark up to 80 feet, and Strength of the Grave. So when you reach 0 hit points, you instead regain 1 instead of going down. So that's kind of like the passive for the half-orc subclass. It's pretty good. And then for your abilities, you're going to want to prioritize Charisma, because that is your spellcasting modifier, the most important ability for you. It basically affects your chance to hit with certain spells. So yeah, pump up Charisma, and then whatever else you're interested in running on your Sorcerer class. And then you'll want to choose 2 skills, preferably probably Charisma based if you don't already have it. So here's what that looks like, that passive. If you want to see it, I'll down myself here. So I went down and got back up with 1 HP. So yeah, it's pretty solid, and you can do this like once per long rest. All right, now you're at level 2, so you're gonna get a health increase, and you'll get this at every level, so I'm just gonna stop mentioning it after here. You'll get your 3rd level 1 spell slot and 2 sorcery points, so you can use these to create extra spell slots or alter your spells. So those 2 actions are reflected right here. Create sorcery points. You can use spell slots to create sorcery points, or you can do vice versa, use the sorcery points to create a spell slot. Both of those are bonus actions, and I'll show you guys those in a second. You also get another spell to choose from that level 1 spell list we went over earlier, and then you'll choose 2 passives. They're called Meta Magic. These alter your spells. So there's Meta Magic Careful spell. Allies automatically succeed saving throws against spells that require them, so it helps when you're using spells in your allies. Increase the range of spells by 50%. Melee spells get a range of 30 feet. Meta Magic Extended spell, double the duration of conditions, summons, and services caused by spells. Meta Magic Twin spell, spells that target one creature can target an additional creature, and that costs 1 sorcery point per spell level use. That's how it is for all of this. And cantrips also cost 1. You're also gonna get the option to replace a spell, and you can do this at every level. So because you can't swap them out on the fly, you can choose a spell that you don't want anymore when you level up, and then just replace it with any spell from that spell list that's available to you. Okay, so here, if I use one of my level 1 spells just to get rid of the spell slot, so now I have 2 spell slots left. If I use sorcery points, I can use it on a level 1 spell slot, and it costs 2 points as a bonus action. That'll give me another slot. Even if I didn't use one, actually, it would give me another slot anyway, so I could have a total of 4. And then going into your level 1 spell section, you can do the opposite, where you create sorcery points. So I want to create you use 1 level 1 spell slot to create 1 sorcery point, so you actually get less back than what you used initially to create the spell slot. And then I just did a long rest. That'll actually just refresh it back to everything back to base, so you don't have the extra spell slot anymore, and you're back full sorcery points. And then I'm not going to show all those meta magics because I've already done it before in the other sorcery videos, but I'll just show you guys Twin spell because it's probably one of the better ones. So basically, this lets you target 2 people with a spell that normally targets 1. So if you click on it, it'll highlight which spells it works for. So like Bone Chill normally targets 1 person. If you click it, you'll see down here it says 2 targets now. So I can select 2 different enemies. All right, now we're at level 3. So you're going to get a 4th level 1 spell slot and 2 level 2 spell slots. And then you're going to get a 3rd sorcery point. So now you have 3 total. You can choose another spell. Now you have access to level 2 spells. So now you get Blindness, Blur, Cloud of Daggers, Crown of Madness, Dark Vision, Detect Thoughts, Enhance Ability, Enlarge/Reduce, Gust of Wind, Hold Person, Invisibility, Knock, Mirror Image, Misty Step, Phantasmal Force, Scorching Ray, See Invisibility, Shadow Blade, Shatter, Web, and that's it, Web. And again, if you want to see these, I have videos for them. So, and then you'll choose another Meta Magic. Now you have access to a couple more. So now you'll actually get Heightened Spell. So targets of spells that require saving throws have disadvantage on their first saving throw. It makes it easier to apply effects and stuff. Quicken Spell, and this is probably one of the better ones again. So spells that cost an action cost a bonus action instead. Cost 3 sorcery points per spell. So it's pretty expensive, but it's really good. And then Subtle Spell is good on the higher difficulty difficulties, it's pretty good in general, but on the higher difficulties especially, you can cast spells while silenced. Normally, if an enemy silences you, you cannot cast any spells while inside that radius, so that's pretty solid. And then you'll be able to replace the spell again. I also forgot to mention, and it's pretty important, you get this feature, Eyes of the Dark. So this gives you the darkness spell, and it's a level 2 spell, and it creates a dark cloud that heavily obscures and blinds creatures within. Creatures cannot make attack into or out of it for 10 turns, concentration. And then you also get another version of it, and this costs 2 sorcery points instead, and it does the exact same thing, except you will be able to see normally in the darkness, both magical and non-magical, to a distance up to 83 feet. So it's not going to affect you at all. So I'll just show that to you guys real quick right now. So here's the normal one you get, darkness, level 2. So if I walk in there, I'm blinded, so I'm not going to be able to really do anything, include cast spells out of it or anything like that. So break my concentration on that, and that uses a level 2 spell slot right there. So if I go to my other one, so now I can see in there, and it didn't use a spell slot, it just used my sorcery point instead, and I can still cast my spells out of it, do whatever I want to do. So that's pretty strong. It's kind of ridiculous. All right, here at level 4, you're going to get your 3rd level 2 spell slot and your 4th sorcery point. You can also choose another cantrip from the original list of cantrips. You can also choose another spell from levels 1 and 2. You can replace a spell, and then, let me just make sure I didn't miss something this time. You can choose a feat. So yeah, just choose whatever feat sounds good to you. Personally, I like to raise my charisma, so that's what I'm just going to do for the video. All right, level 5, nothing too fancy here. 2 level 3 spell slots, your 5th sorcery point, and now you get level 3 spells. So now you got Blink, Counterspell, Daylight, Fear, Fireball, Grant Flight, Gaseous Form, Haste, Hypnotic Pattern, Lightning Bolt, Protection from Energy, Sleet Storm, Slow, Stinking Cloud, and that's it. And then you can replace a spell. All right, now you're level 6, and up until now, you've basically played like a basic sorcerer, but this is where it starts to get really spicy. So you get your 3rd level 3 spell slot, your 6th sorcery point, choose another spell, levels 1 through 3, and then this is where it really gets crazy. You get the Hound of Ill Omen. This is mostly the reason people play this class, because of this. It's pretty good. So you can summon forth a creature of darkness permanently, range of 60 feet. It costs a bonus action and 3 sorcery points, and I'll dive into this in just a second, and then you can replace a spell. Okay, so bonus action and 3 sorcery points, like we said. So we'll use that. And it will summon Nimbus. So he starts out with 33 HP. Here are his stats. So armor class of 18, that's really good. Here's the stats here. He has dark vision up to 40 feet. Movement is increased by 10 feet when he starts his turn in darkness, and then opportunity attacks. He's also completely immune to necrotic damage. Okay, so there's a lot more to Nimbus than what what's like immediately apparent. So first of all, he has the attack Ominous Bite. It does 3 to 18 damage, a piercing, and you bite a target and possibly place an omen on them. So this gives them Hound's Omen condition, a dark omen that can be of acid, cold, fire, lightning, poison, or thunder damage. When damage of that type is dealt to the affected entity, the owner of the hound regains 1 sorcery point, which is incredible. So you can get sorcery points back really easily if you have a bunch of different elements. And that'll only last 1 turn on them, but you can just change it up by attacking them again the next turn. It'll probably be a different element anyway. You can also dash, jump, you can dismiss him, but I don't know why you'd want to. Hide, and then he has Umbral Tangle. So this does 2 to 12 necrotic damage. Trap your enemies in shadowy vines. On a successful save, they still take half damage. They'll get Shadow Cursed Vines for 3 turns. So they can't move, and they take 1 to 4 necrotic damage per turn. Attack rolls against that entity have advantage, so you roll 2 dice and it'll use the higher value. Makes it easier to hit them, while its attack rolls and dexterity saving throws have disadvantage, so they're gonna have a way harder time hitting you, and they're gonna have a harder time resisting dexterity saving throws. I think I forgot to mention as well, because he is a permanent summon, it doesn't matter if you long rest or short rest, he'll still be here. So you can basically just summon him if you really have like all the resources, you don't care, you can just summon him and then long rest and get your sorcery points back. But honestly, you'll probably get him back from his omen thing anyway. All right, so here I just brought him into combat. I'll show you a couple of his attacks. So I'll just do Umbral Tangle first, and actually that's centered around him, so I'll do it over here. 40% chance. So he was saved, but he actually got hit by it and died, so I guess we won't see the after effect of that. But he has a lot of movement. You can move him around pretty easily. He also has a passive effect, which I haven't told you guys yet, because it's actually pretty sweet, and I kind of want to leave it for a surprise. So we'll see if we can trigger that. So I'm actually just going to end my turn and not do anything, just so he can do something. I'll probably get nuked, and so would he actually, but I might have to reload the save. Hopefully these works trigger it. Basically, if he gets melee attacked, he gets the special feature, but it can't be radiant damage. So there we go. So if he gets attacked and it is not radiant damage, he can splinter off a piece of himself to spawn a newer version from the shadows. So there is the description right there. When you're attacked by a melee attack, it is not a radiant, splinter off, new version from the shadows. So we'll use that, and it's gonna summon another version of him that you don't control, but it does its own thing, and we'll look at the stats of that one. Oh, he just did the same attack that I have, so he can use Umbral Tangle as well. I think it's basically the exact same version as Nimbus himself, just a little bit weaker. So super valuable, and he can trigger this more than once. I've seen 3 personally. I don't know what the cap is. I don't think there is even a cap. There might not be a cap. So now we'll use his primary attack so I can show you guys those omens. So I hit him with Omen of Acid. So that'll last actually 3 turns. So it said 1, but it's actually 3. So that's pretty awesome. So I'll just end his turn here. And then if we don't all die, I will hit him with Chromatic Orb. I should have Acid. Here we go. Chromatic Orb Acid. And this should give me a sorcery point back, which I think I'm capped at 6, so I should be fine. Yeah. So we'll use that. Just gonna use it. Whatever. I'll hit everybody. There we go. Omen of Acid went away. I did 10 damage, and now I'm at 4 sorcery points. So I want to see if I can get him to trigger. If I don't die, I probably will die here, but I want to see if he'll trigger another Shadow Hound just for fun. Here's your. I don't know if the Splintered Hounds can trigger their own hounds. I don't think they can. I think it's only if Nimbus gets hit. I could be wrong on that. Let me double check. Oh, wait. Did I just miss that? Who did they attack? I gotta read this. These guys do like 80 attacks on me. I think they attacked the second hound here. Let's see. Cast Sacred Flame. No, that was on me. Let's see. Where is this at? Okay, here it is. Yeah, Warg used Bite on the Splintered Shadow Hound. The Splintered Shadow Hound was hit for 8 damage, and then he made his own Splintered Shadow Hound. Same exact stats as the original. So each of these guys can make their own versions. So I don't know what the limit is on this, but theoretically you could have an entire army of Nimbus Hounds running around until the battle's over, which is incredibly overpowered. So honestly, I'm just gonna run this again, because now I'm extremely curious, and I'm not even gonna attack because I want to be attacked. Actually, wait, can I provoke this with an opportunity attack? Oh, I didn't have it, whatever. Okay, we're gonna do that. He's gonna insta-kill that guy, whatever. End the turn, because now I want to, my brother's playing this class in my honor mode playthrough, but now that I'm playing it in this, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to do another run by myself and play as this class. Okay, so I'm dashing way over here, Timbuktu. Of course, maybe another fight, whatever. I'm just so curious now if we can just keep going. There we go. That is so broken. I think the only limit that you really have is that each hound can only be activated once per turn because it's a reaction, obviously. But that is just really, really strong. And here, I'm just going to show his wiki page again so you guys can see all the information in one place. If you guys want to take a picture of it or just pause it or whatever. So yeah, there he is. All of his stats, all the information on it, all of his attacks. And yeah, there you go. Guys, I also forgot to mention, this is me recording at the end after recording everything and finishing the video basically, but I forgot to show you guys and mention he also has a reaction so he can teleport to wherever your enemy is. So the reason I missed this actually is it's only acquired by Nimbus if he moves adjacent to an Accursed Spectre, which is from the Hexblade Warlock class. I just did the video on that, so if you guys want to see what those look like. If he moves next to one of those, apparently he gets this ability. So if Nimbus moves within 3 meters, 10 feet of an Accursed Spectre, he gains this reaction until a long rest. This version of the reaction is triggered when the Sorcerer hits a target with a melee weapon attack and does not require a hexed weapon. Additionally, the damage is just 1d12 product without the bonus from the Summoner's Charisma modifier. Basically how it works with a Hexblade Warlock, so it's probably the exact same for this, is if you melee attack an enemy, this guy will use his your Nimbus, in this case, would use his reaction to teleport to the enemy and attack using 1d12 or 1d12 necrotic damage. So I guess, long story short, use both of these subclasses together and you get even more benefits. All right, now we're at level 7, so we'll get our first level 4 spell slot and our 7th sorcery point, and then you can choose a spell from the level 4 spell list and below. So now you have Banishment, Blight, Confusion, Dimension Door, Dominate Beast, Greater Invisibility, Ice Storm, Polymorph, Stone Skin, and Wall of Fire. And then finally, you can replace the spell again. Level 8, you'll get your second level 4 spell slot, your 8th sorcery point. You gain another spell from levels 1 through 4. You can replace the spell again, and then you'll choose your second feat. Level 9, you get your third level 4 spell slot, your first level 5 spell slot, your 9th sorcery point. You can choose another spell. Now you have level 5 spells: Cloud Kill, Cone of Cold, Dominate Person, Hold Monster, Insect Leg, Seeming, Telekinesis, and Wall of Stone. And then you can replace another spell. Now you're at level 10, and you get your second level 5 spell slot, your 10th sorcery point. You can choose another cantrip from the original list. You can choose another spell from levels 1 through 5. You can choose another meta magic, and there aren't any new ones here. It's all the same ones from whatever level it was before that we got them. And then you can replace another spell. Now you've hit level 11. We'll get another subclass feature exclusive to this subclass. But first, you get your first level 6 spell slot, your 11th sorcery point. Now you get another spell, and you can choose level 6 spells: Arcane Gate, Chain Lightning, Circle of Death, Disintegrate, Eye Bite, Globe of Invulnerability, and Sunbeam. You can replace another spell, and then finally, to our subclass feature, you get the action Shadow Walk. So you can teleport into the shadows. The next spell you cast will benefit from Distant Spell without costing any sorcery points. So Distant Spell is that meta magic you got that increased your range by 50%, I think it was. I'll have to read it. But this is a bonus action. Okay, so I'm here in turn-based mode, so I'll show you what that looks like. So Shadow Walk is anything, darkness or shadows is anything that literally is like a shadow. So if you want to see what that actually looks like, you can hold down or press Control, or C, sorry, display, and it will show a little sun icon. So a sun icon right here means clear area. You'll be caught on sight. Something like the shadows over here, that is lightly obscured. So you have to make a stealth check when spotted. You'll be automatically spotted by creatures with dark vision. So anything that's darker than just clear as day, basically. So we'll use that bonus action. And first, actually, let me show you the range of one of these spells so you guys can kind of see. Get a kind of a feel for how much range you'll be getting. So Ice Knife has a range of like 60 feet. So that's from, let me stand next to a shadow so you can see it. I'll do it from right here. So from here to right about where Astarion is right there. That's normally how much you get. So turn-based mode again. Fighting enemies. I want to use Shadow Walk. That's my bonus action. So it won't let me use it anywhere except a shadow. So I'll do it in a shadow. And you can go pretty far. You can go like all the way out to here, keep in mind. So you probably want to do it like high ground or something. So I've teleported, and now all these spells are highlighted that will benefit from the distance spell. That includes the Scroll of Revivify, by the way. So now Ice Dagger, Ice Knife, sorry, goes all the way out to here. So that's pretty good range. And then Shocking Grasp, which is normally a melee spell, actually becomes a ranged spell at this point. So it's just that meta magic that you could choose earlier. The reason I wasn't choosing it until now is because you can get it for free with this action at level 11, but still a really good one to choose, even if you don't want to wait until now. So yeah, basically with this, what you'll be wanting to do every single turn is just, you'll be able to stay away from the enemy pretty easily. Like if I end my turn here and all their turns, the environment needs to have its turn, apparently. Come back to my turn. I'll move every single turn and just stay away from the enemy. And then I'll be able to cast spells a lot farther than normal. So you're basically just keeping your distance from enemies, and you're just sniping them at super long range with just any of your spells. It's really powerful. And last but not least, we got level 12, so you'll get a 12th sorcery point. Choose another level or a spell from levels 1 through 6. You can replace the spell, and you will get your third and final feat. And that is everything for the Shadow Magic Sorcerer on Baldur's Gate 3. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to check out some of my other videos. I'm doing a video for every new subclass. I'll probably be pumping them out a lot faster than these first two. This second one took me a while. I've been pretty busy, but yeah, I'll be pumping them out. And yeah, catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.